Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of What If Civilizations Started Over. And let's just get right into it. Let's start off in Southeast Asia, where we're going to be seeing Vietnam exploring into Hainan, and most importantly, explore more down this coastline. And they're actually going to be going through the jungle and exploring some of these Cambodian territories. They're going to reach this area. I don't know what this area is called, but they're going to be hitting this area next. And basically, these are the lands they're going to be exploring. And they will be expanding into some of it right here. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this last episode, but Vietnam's country shape kind of looks like an elephant. That's just something funny I noticed. We're going to be moving over to India, where North India is going to continue expanding up into the Indus River. They're pretty stable and they're doing very well. And they're going to explore along this Persian coast. They're going to discover this lake. And they're just going to keep exploring. They're going to explore along these rivers. And they're actually going to meet up with the East Indian civilization. Now, these civilizations, they're reacting quite positively to each other. They quite like each other. And another thing happening over here is going to be this purple Bangladesh. Oh, wrong layer. No, I don't want to commit changes to that layer. What we're going to be seeing is a new purple Bangladesh country. And hold on, some of this area is unexplored. But this new Bangladesh country is going to be pretty strong. Not too strong, but decently strong. Their capital will be right. Let me place down their capital. Their capital is going to be right there, and I changed their color because there's actually going to be an important country with the color I just used that we'll be seeing in this episode, actually. Now, northern India is going to continue exploring into Persia, and they've almost reached the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, which is pretty important because this area is very fertile. And if India wants a lot of food, a lot of other stuff, or if any nation wants a lot of food, they're going to need... I was just about to say if a nation needs food, they need food. I guess that makes sense, but no, they're going to need fertile lands to farm, and India is about to find this, so they might be very happy if they can even send permanent explorers to this area to settle the land. However, in East Asia, we're just going to be seeing some more exploration, and we're going to be seeing another country forming. Anyways, there's going to be another new country that forms here, and it's this like Siam Chinese country. I don't really have any lore for them. They just exist now. So let's move over to Japan next, and in Japan, some troubles are starting to occur as the pink and cyan Japanese countries, they don't really like each other. And cyan Japan, they kind of want dominance over all of Japan, just like Korea wanted. So pink Japan calls them out on this, and they say like, dude, we just, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Cyan Japan declares war on Pink Japan, and quickly the young nation falls apart as there's going to be rebels in the southern portion, and they want to form their own nation. So, and Pink and other Japanese rebels want to form their own nation. So let's just take a look at this peace treaty. And in this new peace treaty, Japan will be looking something like this, and Pink Japan is very sad. But Cyan Japan is very happy. They took this land. That didn't show because of the navy layer. But They took this thing, and Cyan Japan is pretty happy with themselves. Hokkaido isn't happy with Cyan Japan, but they don't care. Now, moving over to Southeast Asia again, we're going to be seeing a new nation form, and it's going to be this kind of Cambodian nation that forms along some of these rivers over here. And some more exploration is going to happen down here, with Cambodia and Vietnam kind of working together to discover some of this land, and eventually they're going to be able to discover all of Southeast Asia, except the Malay Peninsula. But yeah, Cambodia and Vietnam discover more of Southeast Asia. However, with this new land discovered, there's going to be a new nation that forms, and it's going to be dark purple, as I said before. And this new kind of Thailand nation forms. Going over to the newly born Xivonist Empire, they're going to be exploring the Philippines, and they're actually going to be quite interested in this coast over here. And they're going to be setting up and they're going to be starting to settle in this land, which a lot of nations aren't too happy about, but they'll just kind of have to deal with it. Nobody over here is ready to fight each other. They don't really have the capacity for it. But the Xivonist Empire is going to expand into Hainan next, and this kind of makes Vietnam mad. So Vietnam's gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna attack you. So Vietnam is going to be trying to invade this region. However, Vietnam's military is pretty weak, and the Xivonists dedicated a lot to this new land, so there's going to be a military group that comes up from out of here and attacks the Vietnamese forces from behind and kind of encircles them. I don't know if this is the first ever encirclement. I think it is, but basically the Xivonists are able to defeat the Vietnamese. The peace treaty on Vietnam isn't too harsh. They just get rid of their elephant trunk, and they've secured Hainan. And they're going to be exploring more of the sea with their kind of new boat technology. The Xivonists currently have the best navy in the world, and second is Korea for obvious reasons. But the Xivonists currently have the best one, and with this navy, they're going to be expanding into the Philippines as well with the new land they explored. However, in a new event, India is going to kind of be rapidly explored. However, in India, a lot of land is discovered as there is a population surplus in recent years due to a surplus of food and other factors. And all of the Indian peninsula is going to be explored. And with this new population boost, two new countries emerge, this southern pink Indian one and this kind of eastern gold team. We are also going to be seeing northern India keep expanding into some Persian territories and around the Indus River. And currently, the strongest Indian nation is North India. They have the most cities, the most population. Just for a world status update, the current world population is probably, I'd say, maybe like 1 to 2 million if I had to guess. And the current military technology is, I don't know, around like past the Bronze Age. But they aren't moving on to the Iron Age just yet, I think. Yeah, I don't think they're moving on to the Iron Age yet. But these are the current nations of the world, and the strongest one currently is Korea. And actually, let me do a quick power rankings. At number 1, we have Korea. At number 2, we probably have Shanghai. At number 3, we have Manchuria, but it's a big gap between Shanghai and Manchuria. Shanghai is much stronger. Manchuria has just proven themselves to not be very strong. At number 4 we have Siam, Japan, and at number 5 we have Taiwan / the Xivonists. And I think I'm going to end this episode off here. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment any suggestions. I'm still taking suggestions. And yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Have a good one.